Hi, good morning. My name is Scott Forcino. I'm the founder of PlugIntro and an associate broker with eXp Realty. I'm proud to have Lisa Cummins, and your diamond agent with eXp Realty as well. Within her year-long video interview series within her own local business development platform. And we're really excited for some rising star like Lisa to be with us and let us know how she handles things, why she is the choice for your real estate needs, and the people she works with, and how it all gets done. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
Doing good. How are you in this emerging spring market? And we're now in early February.
It's a little tight right now. Just I think the weather. It's the weather that's kind of holding things up right now. Nobody wants to list their house, and you have 2 or 3 feet of snow outside the door. It's kind of hard. They don't want people tracking through their house. It just kind of slows things down just a little bit.
I'm sure that's not helpful with the scarcity of homes and the low inventory as it is.
It does not help. It's tough right now. It really is. There's buyers I look for every single day. I do have a few listings coming up, but it's really tough on buyers right now.
What can you tell them?
We just have to be patient. I mean, their time will come, definitely. And I just tell them, look, we just need to look every day. And I have several resources of, where I look, not just the MLSs. So I just tell them, look, I'm leaving no stone unturned, and we just have to be patient.
What do you tell them regarding offers and over asking, or being careful about how to position your buyer as the best candidate for the purchase?
Okay, well, I do think that conventional and cash buyers definitely have an edge up in this market versus the government loan buyers. However, I just continue to look for the homes that they will qualify for, and I don't have too much of a problem, to be honest. I mean, every once in a while, I never tell people not to get a home inspection, but I do know that is one of the things that will give people a leg up on the in their offer if there's multiple offers.
And what are the dangers of that?
The dangers of it are you could move into a house and really not know what's lurking. I mean, your water heater could be going bad. That could be a $700 to $1,000 fix. There could be electrical issues. There could be plumbing issues. You just don't know. And sometimes with an inspection, the inspector doesn't always catch everything. I mean, they're there for 4 hours and they do go through everything, but sometimes, little things get missed once in a while.
I see. Do you have the occasion to recommend to clients a home inspector or other real estate service providers? I'm guessing yes.
I have to give out 3 names, no matter what. A lot of people want to know who the cheapest is. It's not always about the cheapest. It's always about the most thorough. And I believe, we here in Ohio, it's a law that we have to give 3 names. Unless we're like co-marketing with somebody, we have to give 3 names out, period. I mean, and that's for a lender, that's for inspectors, that's for a lot of times it's tough. There's a lot of people, the trades are going, there's just not enough people in trade work, plumbers, electrical, so it's tough to find people sometimes. So if I try to do my best at giving 3, a lot of times I tell people my personal experiences with, certain companies that I've dealt with, and they have treated me very, very well. And I don't think that they're overly expensive. They might not be the cheapest, but you know what? They got the job done and they did it right.
I think that's most important.
Yes, it is.
You're not going to pay for too many home inspections in your life. This is a really important one.
It
Right?
is.
That's
Yeah.
not the place to skimp. Well, what makes, I mean, let me ask you about you and your referral sources and you as a resource. What makes a referral source, I should say, a service provider stand out with you? What should someone who provides those ancillary services do to work with you?
I mean, I feel like as long as I'm willing to refer people that one, do a good job, two, answer their phone, give good customer service, answer my clients' questions. You know, if I hear complaints from someone, more than once from different people about somebody, or if something, there are times I quit using people. So I feel like everything should always be on the up and up. You should always answer the client's questions, whether, me being the realtor, the home inspector, the septic inspection, whatever is taking place. I believe those are the kind of people that I want to work with, the people that will always be there to answer the questions, and that gives your buyers and sellers sometimes peace of mind.
Sure. I know that the realtor is oftentimes, if not always, the first point of contact. So it's really your opportunity to refer them to these other professionals.
That is correct. I mean, a lot of times I'll get a lead and they just have no idea where to go. So I kind of like that, because I do have a lot of good resources, lenders, inspectors, companies I work with on a personal level as well. And they've never treated me bad, or, their customer service has always been stellar, and I think that's important to pass on to my clients.
I think it's so important because it does take a team effort, especially now with marketing. There's so much of the old-fashioned look at me marketing. It's my belief with PlugIntro that the best type of marketing is getting together with your right team, shining a light on their other services, portraying yourselves as positive and a real valuable resource to the client. That's how we all win. I don't think it should be top down.
I totally agree. I think give the business to the people who treat people right, and the rest of them will be out of business.
Well, things will change maybe when
right.
this market is over.
What'd you say?
I said people will not any longer be in the business when this market is over.
It's true.
It's been said that Warren Buffett said that when the tide goes out, you'll see who's swimming naked. I think there's some swimmers that are naked right now. But nonetheless, what I'm really happy about when I do use I have a PlugIntro platform myself, and I have a large group of people who are interested in promoting themselves exclusively with me. And then those that are not interested in exclusivity or not necessarily willing to support the team are just in the group where they can introduce themselves and find who might be of value. And that's really, I think, a new way. I'm really proud that you're such a key partner in offering your local contacts, your friends, etc., the chance to promote themselves. I think that agents don't do that. They all too often will give referrals and they don't expect anything in return. And I think that it's a time where we're, especially since we're all digitally connected and the ease and convenience of reaching each other constantly, it's about time that everyone works together and referrals and introductions go both ways.
I agree with that. I do. I don't give all of my referrals to one person. Like I said, I have to give out 3 names. And so that makes it kind of nice. I haven't had a referral from a business partner too much. I mean, I don't know who they're referring people to, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. I mean, I would love their referrals, and I would take care of their referrals. But a lot of times they'll have an in with somebody else already I've only been full-time for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done really well in those 2 years.
Let me know about you. What has been your production? Let me know any awards or any designations. How have you done?
Honestly, when I came on with EXP in January of 2019, 2019, February the 1st is my anniversary date with them, because it's always like the first of the month after the month you join. I was part-time until September of 2017 or 19, sorry. 17 was the year I started. I was full-time till September of 2019. What has happened with EXP is they have allowed me to grow just by taking little bits of stuff that I hear from other agents. Our agents are willing to share and to collaborate. And I'm like, oh, that might work for me, or that might work for me. And you just kind of gotta find your niches. But I was here for about 8.5 months, and I was able to quit my other job, and I went full time. So last year was 2020 was my first full-time year, and COVID hit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Because I had quit my job. Not that I would have been able to work with COVID anyway, but I literally, I just took off like a crazy person. And I closed over 50 deals, 50 clients in 2020, and over 50 clients last year.
That's amazing. People 25 years in the business don't do that. That's really commendable.
Yeah.
That's something else. Well,
yeah,
let me get deeper. What do you do? What's your day? If you're 50 a year, that's one a week. What are you doing? How are you doing it?
Well, one thing I do is I always try to get back with the clients in a timely manner. If there's a problem, I get it resolved. You don't put your problems on the back burner and say, I'll take care of it tomorrow. No, you got to put them on the front burner and get it done, because that problem might take a week to get resolved. And that will hold up closing. So a lot of people, what they do with the problems, they don't want to deal with it. And I face them head on. I'm like, oh, no, you don't. You're not going to do that to me. And I always say, you got to find the yes and the no. So if you give me a problem, I'm going to find the yes.
What's an example of a problem? Can you give me an example of something that you've handled, but not too tough, but goodness, challenging?
Holy, there's a lot of challenges in the real estate industry. There a lot. I mean, I think every deal but one that I closed in January was challenging, and I closed just 6 clients. So I'm going to say, I'm going to give you some examples. So during the home inspection, if you see, if it comes back and there's something that's off or not right, like for instance, I had one where 2 of the heating ducts were not even hooked up to ductwork, no ductwork at all. And wow. I know. And the bathroom fans were not connected, and they weren't piped through the roof or anything. I mean, they weren't even connected. So, and I had the buyer and the seller. I was still agent. But so we wrote up the post-inspection agreement, and, of course, the seller agreed to fix the things that needed to be fixed. But we had a hard time getting somebody out there to fix it. And you just have to keep on the seller. Hey, did you get a hold? No, they haven't called me back yet. And I'm like, okay, let's try a couple more people. So you just get a couple more names. You just have to keep going. I always tell people, you have to pick yourself up every day. I mean, every minute is a new minute. Every hour is a new hour. Not tomorrow is a new day. No, what is happening this second is not happening in the next second. So you have to pick yourself up, and you have to keep going, no matter how hard it is. Some days you just have to do that.
I'm impressed. And, I see how much you work on your business. And one of the things that PlugIntro does for you and for others is to help you work on your business in addition to in your business. You're out there in the trenches and you're doing the daily work. You can't market yourself all day long. And this video you're doing will live forever.
Yeah.
And the people that you're reaching now, your contacts that you wish to hear this, and your referral partners that you wish to know how good you are, and the opportunities you provide for them to promote their business will last. I mean, that's the contribution of yours, where you're willing to expose yourself to the people that you really need to know what you do and what you offer. In addition, let your service providers promote themselves. I mean, you really. Zig Ziglar said, I'm using these quotes today, that you could have anything you want if you're willing to help enough people. And this is but your participation, your hosting of this platform for the people that you invite is really going to benefit them, because our staff, Sophie, works for them as well. Lisa is the one who gave it to them. I mean, this is only going to and does reinforce strengthen relationships you have, because now you're giving something of value. And I think it's really fair. And I want to tell you, we go to bat for you, for those people to refer you. It shouldn't be that if they have business, they go somewhere else after you've been so gracious and thinking of them. So maybe we'll do a little bit of harder work than you will and say, listen, it's about time that Lisa, who's invited you here and can promote yourself, should be the sole source of your referrals. And we're pleased to do that. And we only want to do that with someone like yourself who can really produce and can give.
Yeah, it's crazy because I have agents. I had an agent yesterday who I was in Top Agent magazine this month, and I had a cover story. And so somebody had seen that wasn't even my friends, and she got my number off of the article, and she called me, and she's just now getting ready to take her test. So she called me and asked me for advice and different stuff, and I told her the same thing. Real estate's tough. It's tough. I mean, you have to work. People think we don't work. Oh my goodness. We take it from all sides. Let me tell you. We get it from all sides. Oh my goodness. And I mean, I'm at the point where I have to defend myself, but I also have to understand, I don't really have to defend myself, but that probably came out the wrong way. But you kind of have to stick up for yourself a little bit, but you also have to please your buyers and your sellers, because everybody wants to point the blame on the realtor, and that's not always where it is, because I'm not the home inspector. I'm not the HVAC guy. I'm not the septic person. I'm just the realtor.
Yeah, but I hear you, but I think clients look at those people as people who perform a task. They look at you as the overall supervisor and the guidance counselor and the advocate and the advisor. They look at you as you're going to hold this thing together. And I think someone like you really relishes that role. That gives them a chance to have someone at one point of contact.
That's why I'm constantly putting out on Facebook, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Trying to figure, out, trying to build my professional sphere referrals.
Well, I think the best way, I've said this all along since I utilized PlugIntro for myself, and the best way to promote yourself is to introduce others. So if someone allows an introduction, the power of loose connections, as we all have seen, we all experienced, it's a small world. You never knew that someone knew someone you'd know. That's just crazy. I was introduced to someone recently, and they knew my family. And how did it get this far without me meeting them? And they knew everyone. They knew all the dirty laundry, and they knew everything about us. So you never could have known just by seeing them in a closing or in a conference or in a store. Who knows who you are? So it's a good thing to be nice, and it's a good thing to give and offer value, I think.
I totally agree.
That's the key to success. Could you tell us what is a great introduction? Who introduced you to EXP, and who introduced you? Who told you to come to real estate?
Okay. I've been told since I was in my 20s that I would be a good realtor. When you're 20 years old, you're like, commission only. That freaks people out, I didn't have any backup. I didn't, it was just me. And even now it was a scary thing for me to take the leap and go full time. But, so I've been told by so many people since I was in my 20s that I would make a great realtor. Well, I got in the lending side first. And, after I went through my divorce, I'm like, you know what? I got to do something to make more money and to provide for my son. And that I know that I can kill it in because of my knowledge of the real estate industry. I knew I could kill it as a realtor. I knew most people cannot match my determination and my motivation. Most people don't have the work ethic that I have. Some do. A lot. I mean, there's a lot around here that do. I think they're awesome. But I know that a lot of people in the business cannot. So I decided 5 years ago, this month, to well, not 5 years ago this month. I was licensed 5 years ago this month, but I decided back in like October of 2016 that it was time for me to take the leap and do something that I wanted to do. People actually tried to talk me out of getting my real estate license. And I listened for a while. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I want to do. If it doesn't work out, you know, that at least I know. At least I know.
Took a shot. And now you're doing 50 houses a year. I mean, I think that 4 or 5% of agents in America do that.
Yeah, it's not very many, I don't think, but so I was with 2 boutique brokerages when I started out, for about a year each. And when I went on with my second one, I had talked to Sean Richardson about EXP at the time, and I knew that it was a platform that I was interested in, but there was a lot to take in. They had a lot to offer. And I knew at that time, again, I was newly, more newer divorced, like about 3-4 years. And I was like, okay, so I just need to get myself to a point and get a little bit settled so I can get my life in order here. So that's what I did. And a year later, I did join EXP. And I'm telling you, it's been the best decision of my life, my career, for my son and I. It has been awesome for my clients. It's been amazing for my growth, and it's just, I cannot say enough good about EXP Realty. There's just no words. The last 2 years, I made over 100% commission. Who does that?
Nobody in the normal real estate industry. That's unique.
Yeah. With the stock options and becoming an icon agent twice and earning my
what is icon agent? For those that don't know, what is an icon agent? How did you do that?
An icon agent is if you when you are closing your deals, then it starts over at the anniversary. So mine just started over in February the 1st. When you close enough deals to give EXP their $16,000, you cap. Once you cap, you're almost really at 100% commission, but they take a small fee out of $250. When you close 20 more deals and that $250 equals up or adds up to $5,000, then you become an icon agent. And as long as you're doing the things that they require an icon agent, which is training other agents to become an icon agent, then it actually you get your stock back. So if you go to EXPCon, if you go to shareholders event, excuse me, and I'm a mentor to mentor new agents. So as long as you're doing those things, you get your stock options back. You get your stock back in, certain increments. And so I've gotten mine back both years. You think I'm not going to do what it takes to get that $16,000 back? Right. That's my retirement. That's my son's future. And, and when my son has we don't know if he can work with his disability. So I'm trying to build for him, for his future. Mm-hmm. You just don't know.
Well, listen, I think it's so inspiring that you are so driven and so accomplished. And as I think we know by now, it can't be done alone. I'm really looking forward for you to build out the local audience that you need to really flip the switch and not even be searching, but having the abundance of business taken your way, and only because you've done the same or more so for others. I'm really, really proud that I can work with you, specifically you, to bring this platform to the people in your community. I don't know them, but I know that our staff, will promote you, will feature those people that want to be seen with you in an exclusive private club. You're the president of the Lisa Club, and the people around you will appreciate that opportunity and benefit others. This thing has this approach, this platform, this system, this method has long-reaching implications for people that you haven't even known. Think about it. A client has a cousin has a friend. That person never heard of you or anyone you bring aboard. You will have something that really very, very few agents have, is a very committed local base of interested audience members and participants. I'm really, really proud and thankful for the opportunity to work with someone like you.
Thank you. And you said something that we can't do it alone. And it's so true. You're only as good as your team. I mean, I have a great lender. I have a few great lenders, but I have one that I do a lot of marketing with. And she is amazing. I mean, we fight to the death to get deals done if we need to. And she always said, you know, she always tells me that, you know, with my head and her head, you know, together, you know, what I don't think of, she thinks of, or what because I was in lending.
Right. You have the same mindset.
Yeah. So it really makes a difference. She has made a difference in my life. I'm very, very thankful to her and her boss. Alexis Varga with Cross Country Mortgage is her name. She's amazing. We should bring her on sometime, actually.
Yeah, well, she is. I mean, this is Lisa. This is your platform, so you're going to bring on who you want.
Yeah.
We're going to ask her and those people that work closely, or those people that want to work closely with you, to lock out their competition, be in your exclusive organization, and others will still have the opportunity to meet who they should know. So there's a win-win-win for everyone, you, them, and anyone else that comes in contact with you.
Yeah. And I mean, I have guys that I've used even for my house, my personal experiences with my house. You know, Corey Rush has a business and he's done great. Gary Horton has a business and he's done great for me. You know, Elijah Zamudio is the main person I use for my title work. You know, I couldn't do this and be this successful without other people.
No, I mean, you know, you play first base. You don't play third base or center field. You can only do one job. And those are the people that I'm sure you have, or I haven't checked. You will invite them to this platform, give them another spot on the screen with you and me. We'll learn how they do things, and they will have a really a great chance to be featured within your local market and the whole internet and overall. Well, I'm happy that we had this chance again. Keep in mind, we're doing 24 of these a year or more. I'm here whenever you want to be here, plus our meetings. So we'll promote this video and show this video to your members. You're the only realtor that'll ever be in the Lisa Cummins PlugIntro platform. You have no competition, and we're here to work for you. And I'm really, really proud to call you a colleague and a participant and a really model user.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's talk soon. Until next week.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.